that verbiage right there. That kind of turned me on. Anyway.
The comments surrounding Stephen A. Smith and Shanae have gotten attention after an exchange on ESPN First Take that some viewers felt went too far. Shanae is already familiar to ESPN audiences through several shows, and she has also become a frequent guest alongside Stephen A. Smith on First Take. During one appearance, Stephen A. made remarks toward Shanae that sparked criticism from people who viewed them as inappropriate and out of pocket. One commenter argued that Stephen A. was massively overstepping and said moments like this help explain why female analysts can struggle to receive respect. The specific remark being discussed came after Shanae spoke French, with Stephen A. acknowledging that hearing her speak the language had turned him on. That comment is what caused many people to question whether he had crossed a professional boundary with a female guest. And considering ESPN has previously dealt with other controversies involving workplace relationships and conduct, people immediately started bringing up the network's history with situations like the Malika Andrews, RJ, and Jalen Rose situation. So this isn't really about Shanae simply appearing on another ESPN program, because the reaction is centered on what Stephen A. said during their exchange and how viewers interpreted it. For a lot of the criticism, the bigger issue is whether comments like that are appropriate when you're talking to a female analyst appearing in a professional sports media setting. And that's why this particular Stephen A. and Shanae moment has suddenly become a much bigger conversation than the original exchange itself.
Get your finger out of my armpit. We're just happy to see Jalen Rose welcoming in the man with the best hair in television.
Hey, for a second. Let me turn it down a little bit for a second. Some people don't address things head on because it may be good for their ego, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell y'all something loud and clear, and I even turned on the music for this. Malika Andrews is like my little sister. She from the Bay. Like my other sister, Amina Hussein, who's a producer at Amazon that's like my sister, that worked at ESPN, that got me on NBA Countdown. And let me tell y'all something that's very, very direct and clear, so ain't no gray area. First off, you damn right I hug my sister, because I'm a real one, I'm a boss.
That whole ESPN situation got even more serious when Jalen Rose had to publicly respond and tell people to go back and watch the tape because he said he never touched the woman. Once the footage was reviewed, the person involved was RJ, not Jalen Rose. So yeah, ESPN has definitely had some strange situations surrounding moments like this before. Now, let's get into the Stephen A. Smith clip, because this is the part that has people talking. During ESPN First Take, Chinny Aguamike spoke French, and Stephen A. Smith admitted on live television that hearing her speak the language turned him on. The comment immediately stood out because it took the conversation away from basketball and into something much more personal. Chinny laughed off the moment at the time, but the clip quickly drew attention online, and people began debating whether Stephen A. had crossed a line. So let's take a look at exactly what happened in that exchange and why viewers reacted the way they did. And if you haven't already, hit that like button for me before we get into the clip.
Bonjour, Stephen A. Je m'appelle Shanae. Et Rudy Gobert, il est magnifique. Il est magnifique. He has been phenomenal. Rudy Gobert's defense, he's been magnificent. I hope I did all the French people proud there with my pronunciation. I'm more of a Spanish girl.
You did. You did me proud.
Igbo girl.
You did me. You did me proud. You did me proud.
Yes,
I'm here to tell you.
I'm an Igbo girl, but I pivoted a little bit because Rudy Gobert, il est magnifique. He's been fantastic in this matchup. I wouldn't say that it's Nikola Jokic by himself because no Aaron Gordon has been a big factor as well when it comes to their burst and their production like we saw yesterday. But I am in awe. Rudy Gobert is probably one of the most criticized players in the NBA, and the Frenchman has taken this matchup personally. He has looked phenomenal. And if you think about what this matchup has done defensively, he held Jokic in this series so far to 13 of 40 shooting, 4 of 19 from 3. And a lot of people like to, we've seen multiple highlights isolate Rudy Gobert one-on-one. We've seen like Luka Doncic, a number of players try to just get at him that way. Well, you know, Nikola Jokic has had opportunities one-on-one on the top of the key. Again, he's been able to move and keep him in single coverage. Right now, the Timberwolves, we saw what Jaden McDaniels said. They want the smoke. They want the smoke, and we're seeing the best version of these teammates that are the supporting cast alongside a superstar in Anthony Edwards. So you have to give a lot of credit to the Frenchman for rising to the occasion in this moment.
I have to. I got to get a little personal here first for a second here, Shay and Chanae. I mean, listen. I'm living a good life. I'm pretty damn happy, to say the least. But I must admit, in all my years on this earth, I've never dated a woman from France or anything like that. But after hearing Chanae, I was like, what have I been missing? What have I been missing? I mean, that language, that verbiage right there, that kind of turned me on. Anyway, let me get back to the focus at hand. I got to tell you, when you look at Jokic, in all seriousness,
That Stephen A. Smith clip is the one where he openly said Chinese French had turned him on, and that is exactly why the reaction around it became so strong. One of the comments I showed earlier accused Stephen A. of massively overstepping, arguing that a male anchor openly saying a female colleague turns him on reinforces the idea that female analysts are treated as entertainment instead of equal professional peers. So now I want to know what you guys think, because did Stephen A. Smith cross the line here, or was this simply an awkward comment that went too far? Either way, people are asking what exactly is happening over at ESPN, because this isn't the only recent clip that has drawn attention. I've already covered the Malika Andrews armpit situation, and there was also the Richard Jefferson moment where he stripped live on ESPN in front of Malika Andrews. Then another clip involving Tristan Thompson and Chiney started circulating, with viewers criticizing the way he interacted with her during the show. The focus there was on Tristan Thompson making physical contact near Chiney's leg while she was wearing a dress, which added another uncomfortable moment to the conversation surrounding ESPN. Put all of these clips together, and it's easy to see why viewers are discussing the way women on ESPN are treated during these broadcasts. But for this particular story, the Stephen A. Smith comment is what started the conversation, and that's the moment people are debating right now. So I'm going to highlight the Tristan Thompson clip next, and then I'll be right back with more commentary.
Gets to go one-on-one.
Cook it, one-on-one.
You ain't
Cook it.
cooking over there.
Cook it, baseline.
That's the scary thing, Malika, about this. That's the scary thing about it. As a defender, one time I go double. Well, guess what? I'm not going to do the next time. I'm not going to double. I'm staying home.
Okay, guys, I know you
No one
just...
likes getting dunked on.
See that, RJ?
Hold up, I know you
That's
dunked
a
on me,
first.
but I'm gonna drop a nugget. You know, ever since Kyrie joined the Mavericks, they are the #1, probably likely isolation team. They're the only team in the NBA with 2 players that lead the top 10 in isolation buckets. So yeah, you got a bucket on me, but I'm gonna give you a
she just
a nerdy
verbally
bucket.
dunked on you.
Yeah.
Well, we already mentioned it.
I also covered another clip involving RJ and Malika Andrews, where RJ has a history of putting his fingers near Malika's armpit.
Yo!
Get your fingers out of my armpit, bro.
That's why I'm asking the bigger question now: what exactly is going on at ESPN? A lot of you were already asking that after the video I made about RJ stripping live on ESPN, because the comments were filled with people saying, yo, what the hell is going on at ESPN? I covered that situation before, and now Stephen A. Smith's latest on-air comments have brought the same conversation back around. If Chanae says that Stephen A. Smith made her uncomfortable, then this could become a much bigger issue behind the scenes, and it would raise questions about how ESPN chooses to handle the situation. Richard Jefferson has also been accused of crossing lines with female colleagues, including moments where company policy was reportedly brought up, yet viewers felt ESPN did not respond the same way. And that's where the Stephen A. Smith situation becomes even more interesting, because he's one of the biggest personalities at the network and could potentially be treated differently. Either way, Stephen A. Smith should be more careful about comments like that, especially when they're made live on air. Now, I want to hear what you guys think about everything that happened in today's video, so drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.